please call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The record reflect that all important members are present this evening. 4.0, principal student reps. Would you like to go first, Haley? You got stuff going on here? Okay.
IRA was in Fortune Bay today for the Make a Difference conference. They did Dangers of Dieting. It is also midterm today. And our girls basketball team plays against Virginia tomorrow night here at 7:15.
Okay, thank you. Who would like to start?
I'll take it. I had 18 of our students go to IRA, and did the 2 freshmen present? Is that who? 4 freshmen presented? Okay, thank you. This Friday, we are sending 14 of our students with Mrs. Forsman, the school counselor, to Hibbing Community College for a tech career fair day. Jacqueline Fleming from Wells Fargo, her mom is sitting in the audience over there, is going to join us on Tuesday starting next week. She'll be meeting with social studies classes in grades 9 through 12 to cover some financial literacy topics. Just some great things that aren't necessarily covered in high school classes, from credit cards to student loans to managing a checking account, things like that. So we're looking forward to having her join us. Our first virtual field trip is scheduled for Friday, March 11th at 12:10. The college genetics class will be visiting with a Discovery Center from Springfield, Missouri, for a, it's called the Gene Scene, and they actually send a kit out for students to use some hands-on materials with while they're interacting. So if you would like to come and join us that day, it's a small group. There's more than enough room for you to come in and see what a virtual field trip is. And spring sports are gearing up soon. Some captain's practices are starting within the next week or two, and then they kind of trickle in through March with those starting dates. So we're looking forward to spring already.
Thank you.
I love to meet. Read Month is winding down. We have a award ceremony at 9 o'clock on Friday. They are doing a final dress-up day on Friday for I Love to Read Month, and it's feeling groovy. So if you feel like breaking out the 60s gear, come on over and see who's dressed up. We have Arn Kind coming 1:15 on Monday for Fabulous Firsts in Minnesota. It's an auditorium program that will last about an hour and 15 minutes. He's going to be talking about the first Minnesota brigade to sign up for the Civil War, and I believe the first unit in the Pacific for World War II was from Minnesota. And then we also have conferences scheduled for March 3rd for junior and senior high from 3:30 to 7 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Carey.
We too are wrapping up I Love to Read Month. We have a camping team. Smokey the Bear was in last week as the guest reader. We have a DNR officer this week coming in, and we're wrapping up with prizes. And teachers did a real nice job this year, getting kids fired up, and Miss Scuffy was the organizer. It's pretty cool to see. So that's what I have.
Okay, thank you. Any changes, additions of the agenda?
None at this time.
Okay. 6.0, visitor input. Anyone who's not on the agenda who wishes to address the board, step up to the podium, state your name, and try to keep it brief. Anyone?
Roger Kachiver, 703 Auburn in Evelyn. I haven't been following the meetings too carefully, but I remember there was a proposal to review the vocational activities in the school. But the review seemed to just stalled. I'm interested in the application to the STEM program?
I don't know where the STEM is at. I know we were going through, the district was going through a facility study which included everything.
The STEM program, is that like an industrial arts type program?
Yes.
For engineering and hands-on type operations, Roger? I think that's what I understand.
Yeah, I'm interested in the applied learning as a, and applying it to the STEM in that fashion, like robotics or electronics or GIS or anything like that. And I guess I don't want to take up too much of your time, but being that you're not going to have the committee to review that, can I review that? Can I talk to the superintendent or get the information to do it to satisfy myself?
You can come in and talk to me. I
Yeah.
guess I'm not really entirely sure what you're looking for, but we can,
I'd like to just see what you have as far as applied learning.
okay.
I think you do. I've looked online, but I can't seem to find what I'm looking for.
You can give me a call tomorrow and we'll set up a
Okay,
time.
thank you.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. Approve the agenda. 7.0, approve the agenda. We need a motion and a second.
So move.
Support.
Motion 40, support Gentilini. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 8.0, approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Monday, February 8th, 2016. Need a motion and a second.
I'll move. Support.
Motion Putzel, support Sean Love. Any discussions or changes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.0 Business Office Affairs. 9.1 approve the treasurer's report and check writing in February.
All we have for this check writing is disbursements of $127,095.49. And I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
We have a
Support.
motion by Sean Love, seconded by Putzel. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 10.0 approval, personnel. 10.1 approve the extra teaching assignment for Kathy Larson.
A high school teacher would have 11 sections, 11 semesters, if you will, to be 1.0. Because we offered Spanish 3 this year and haven't been. We used to have Spanish in the elementary for a couple grades to round out her FTE, and that was dropped this year in favor of Spanish 3, but that brought her to 12, so this is an extra. She's the only one that really can teach that, obviously. So there it is.
So it's for this semester,
Yes,
and we didn't know prior to the semester that we
we did. I didn't put it on the agenda.
okay.
Okay, so we need a motion and a second.
I'll move.
Okay, motion
Support.
Putzel, support Gentilini. Any discussion?
Is this, when this stuff comes up like this, is this budgeted or is it not?
Yes, it was in the budget for, we budgeted an amount of FTE, and this is part of that. I mean, it's,
That's all.
and to answer Mona's question, I mean, yes, we knew about it. I didn't realize, because this was my first time I had seen one since I've been here. I didn't realize that. Because when the schedule came to you, I mean, it was on there, but I didn't realize that we had to separate this out and have you approve an overload. So that's on me.
Okay. Anyone else? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10.2, approve the lane change request of Janine Bauman.
She's done with her program now, obviously.
I'll move.
And motion Putzel,
Support.
support by
Shannon.
I know it's Sean Love. weather contract from BA plus 40 to MA plus 10 for Janine Bowman, weather contract. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.0, new business. Approve the concurrent enrollment agreement.
This is the enrollment agreement through Vermillion Community College. Which classes do they do, Ms. Seba? I put her on the spot.
American Government and Economics, I believe, are with Vermillion Community College.
So this is an agreement that we've had. The cost is the same as it has been in the past. We also have agreements with other ones. This is for next year, by the way.
Okay. Need a motion and a second?
I'll move.
Support.
Motion Peterson, support Putzel. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.2, approve the asbestos removal quote.
We had 4 bids for asbestos removal in the Manual Arts Building. That ranged anywhere from $56,000 to $82,000. And Mabo Systems out of Duluth was the low bidder at $56,420. I would recommend that the board approves their bid.
So moved.
Motion Sean Love,
I'll second.
support 40. Any discussion?
What's the time frame on this? I didn't,
We
contingent on us getting our stuff out of there, I suppose, but.
Part of the RFP was that the building would be cleared by the end of February and ready for them to go in. And we have achieved that. It's empty now. So they will, as soon as you approve it, I'll call them tomorrow and they'll get to it. And I think it only takes them like a month.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.3, approve the 2016-17 calendar.
We had, we tried to stay on an even calendar as some of the area schools that we share programming with. So it didn't leave us a lot of leverage. We put 2 calendars out to vote, and basically the difference was there was a few days placed here and there on the end of vacations that would have allowed us to get out before before Memorial Day. And the one that's before you that won the staff vote narrowly gets out on June 1st.
Okay. Well, we need a motion and a second to approve this.
I'll move.
Support. Motion Putzel, support Gentilini. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.4, approve the 2017 band trip.
Of course, is it 4 years, the band goes to Florida. That trip is coming up next year, so looking ahead, they're looking to have those dates approved that are in the enclosure. That is prior to Easter, I believe, that year.
Yes.
But it's,
Well, you have next year's
but
calendar in front
it's
of
the
you,
last,
so-
they leave on the last day of the semester,
That's funny.
quarter.
So they're leaving on the 22nd and coming back on the 28th, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just curious, were there any other choices as to when they would go? I'm just curious how this would fall in with our activity schedule, extracurricular and so on, with spring sports.
I think he tried to sit down and really look at that so that it would cause the least amount of disruption.
If we went the week before, it would be the last week of the quarter. That would kind of be a bummer. So they're leaving on the last day of the quarter.
Yeah, the market period, whatever.
Market
Yeah.
period.
Okay.
Okay. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Support.
Okay. Motion Sean Love. Seconded by Chad.
There you go.
It's been a long day. Any other discussion?
This is where we always, we allocate so much money for the band too, don't we, Jeff?
We don't pay for the trip, though.
Oh, we don't pay for
They
it.
fundraise for that.
Oh,
Band
okay.
is-
Yeah, I understand that, so it's a good thing that they have a fundraiser to help us out a little bit, so.
Anyone else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. 11.5, approve the last day of school for seniors.
I'll move.
No support. Motion Putzel, second Young. For the last day of school for May 27th, 2016, on a Friday. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.6, set closed session for negotiation strategies.
I'll move.
Support.
Motion Peterson, second by Sean Lobb, set a negotiation strategy for closed session. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Superintendent's report. Jeff?
I got a couple things. I'm gonna have you dig your calendars out, though. We have a few meetings to set up. First one I want to talk about, I know the city has been asking me about potentially visiting regarding the future of Chickagami. And I'm looking for board input, whether or not we want to set something up or not set something up, or I could give them an answer one way or the other.
I'd like to hear what the status is, face to face, what's going on. I'd be in favor of a meeting.
I would be too if they have something to say. That's positive.
I guess I'll say I'm just against it until there is a status change, but, I mean, if you schedule something, I'll try to participate.
Okay, how about the rest of you?
Have they indicated what the purpose of the meeting is? What are they?
That's the point, right?
I think they'd like to give the board an update as to the progress of where they are at in the process and make a pitch for extending the lease would be my guess.
I'm willing to listen.
Mark?
Yeah, not a problem. Open ears.
Okay, well, I guess it's, you want to vote on or consensus?
I don't need a vote, I need
Yeah,
a
just
date.
one, Jeff just needs to know one way or the other.
When
When would it
did you have
be?
something in mind?
I don't, we're into, when did you say you're coming back, Mike?
March 1st.
March 1st.
I'll be
So
gone,
at this,
Jeff, I'll be gone that whole week, the 1st through the 5th.
all right, so we're into the week of March 7th. We have a board meeting, well, that's another thing I'm gonna talk about is changing that. Why don't I segue into that? I guess I'd, because March 1st falls on a Tuesday, and March 28th falls on a Monday, I'd like to move our March board meetings up a week. So it'd be the
Okay.
7th and the 21st.
There's no school on the
There's
28th
no school
anyway,
on the
so if we
28th, yeah.
push, if we push everything back.
So that puts 2 weeks in between now and the 7th, and then another 2 weeks, rather than scrunching them.
Okay.
I'm fine
That
with
you might
that.
need a
Yeah.
vote for.
Mhm.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. Okay. That's that one. You
Okay,
gonna
so
try and
with-
set up something with Evelyn then?
With that, do you want to have a study session on, say, the 7th, prior to that meeting, or?
I mean, is this something that they can address during a board member so the public has an idea of what's going on too?
I can put them on the 7th.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as they understand that that's not a guarantee that we'll be taking action at that
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Doesn't
Okay.
guarantee you,
Well,
no.
I think it should be an update. It
not to
shouldn't be
suggest that we
an
wouldn't
actual item.
necessarily, but I mean, I think it needs to be
Right.
clear that that's not
Right.
the only intent of hearing them out.
Okay. Then along with that, so this afternoon we had our first look at the enrollment study that was conducted by Applied Insights North, and he would like to come back and give the board an official report. But he can't do the 7th. He's already committed that day.
How about the 21st?
You want to do the 21st?
21st?
Is that going to be at a board meeting, or is he talking about having another separate meeting similar to what he did today?
He said he'd like to come to a board meeting, which if you guys are okay with, that's fine. If you
Yeah.
want to have a study session.
No, I'd rather have it at a
No,
meeting.
can't-
Yeah, I would
can't
too.
get out
21st?
of the day.
21st.
21st.
I'm running short-handed, I can't leave.
And that was gonna be basically official, and then he was gonna work on the projections.
Yep. You'd have
Dial them a little
projections
bit.
for us. Yep. All right, so then, last one I have for you is, we need to schedule a study session to look at, budgeting for next year. We're gonna look at numbers.
And just so everyone understands, this isn't an action meeting, this is
No, we're
to
just
look at
looking
the numbers and,
What works?
And when I'm talking about
which
with numbers, I'm looking at class sizes and
right.
evening? Which
All works.
evening do you want to do it?
programs.
Between our March meetings sometime?
I can do
Or
it
do you wanna-
anytime, well, I don't say anytime. Well, I suppose, it's gonna have to be between the March meetings, because he's gone and he's gone, so.
No.
So sometime between March 7th, oops,
An evening is easiest for me, how about
Me
you?
too, I can't take off during the day. How about the 14th? Oh no, that's when our regular meeting
That's,
should have been.
that's when it would have been, so we could do that night.
Could
you
we
wanna
do
do
it
that
the
night?
14th?
14th. Okay. At 5? No?
Friday,
What about Friday?
Rams?
Oh, well, I wasn't done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were. You said you had one more.
So Friday, I think there's recharge the range session set up by
Next
Rams.
Monday.
I thought it was the 29th. Is it
Is
Friday?
it
Monday the
20
29th.
Okay,
29th, yeah.
okay.
Right, you're leading me astray here. 29th,
right.
and we have 2 seats.
I'm
There's
already
limited-
registered.
You're registered?
Yeah.
All right, so we have 1 seat.
There's limited seating for this because it's being held at
Yeah, and our board was allowed 2 seats. I know.
every entity has 2 seats.
Yeah,
I believe.
cities get 3, I see, yeah.
And that Monday's going to be tough for me. So if somebody else wants to attend,
I'll be gone. I'll be in Georgia.
I can go with Mona if you want,
Sure.
unless somebody else wants to go.
Nope.
Can
Where
certainly-
was this one at? I don't remember. The last one was at the Discovery
this,
Center.
that's
This
where
one
this
is,
This one is
this one is also, yeah.
All right. And finally, so if you look on you guys have been looking for information regarding things that we've been talking about with the facility study. I had Denise that's all on, if you look on the left-hand column of our homepage, there's a tab that says facility studies on it, so all of that stuff is up there, and I'll put the demographics information on there tomorrow as well.
Can you shoot an email with them too, if you wouldn't mind?
Mhm. Well, I'd have to share, there's a couple of them that are pretty big, but I can get most of it in email.
A couple emails or
Yeah,
do that Google Docs or something.
that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
It's on there, okay. Okay. We'll take a
Take a little break.
little break, get the tape recorder out, we have a closed session coming up, so we'll wait for everybody to clear the room and then we'll start up. We'll come back into session and adjourn.